Good morning, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Abby and I haven't been around for quite some time. It's been 2 months since I last released a video, and although it wasn't a planned break, it was a really nice welcomed break. And I feel like over the winter, plant care, plant buying, plant everything just gets a little quiet, doesn't it? And obviously we had the festive period, and now having a son, I was very busy. So I am back. I'm not back with regimented weekly videos, but as the spring comes, there will be more and more regular. There's only so much you can do in the winter with your plants, especially if you've like downsized like I have. I hope everyone has been well anyway. I've been catching up with you all on Instagram, where I've also been quiet, but I have been obviously a lot more around than on YouTube. But changes at home. I've lost some plants. I've lost my Hoya macrophylla, which was a really large one. I was really gutted about that. I think it got really cold. I basically had it in the bathroom and it was fine. It was thriving. I just wanted to, I don't know why, all of a sudden I thought, oh, I should take it out of the cold, although it had been there for months. And I bought it in this room and it just plummeted. It really didn't like the drastic change in temperature. I have lost a few leaves on my variegated Alocasia, which is like a sport variegated version I found in one of our local supermarkets. But I've had new growth with it, so it's quite a common pattern. And I think that's pretty much it. I do have some things that I really need to do, but I wanted advice on this actually. I have very large variegated monstera, in terms of like the height of them, they're like as tall as me, and I want to put them in self-watering pot. And I was looking at this particular brand, I'll put the name on the screen. They've got inserts which are brilliant, they're really great, love the system, but when you have to buy the outer cover pot as well, to buy 3, I was looking at 200 quid, and I was just like, I don't know if I can justify that, just for a different system when they seem happy in terracotta. But my reasoning behind that was, if I go away, all my plants won't fit in the bath anymore, and I like them being in the bath so my friend can come and just water them and not have to worry about making sure they're thoroughly watered and then put them back in place, and it's just so much easier for her or him. So I was going to look into that, but I feel like I've taken a pause because £200 is a lot, unless there's another brand. So I was also looking at IKEA. They have I need 32 centimetre pots, and they have a 32 centimetre self-watering pot, but the reviews aren't great. So I don't know, if you guys have had experience with the IKEA self-watering pots, let me know, because I think that's what the avenue is that I'm going to go down, because my variegated monstera really need to be repotted. They're really tall, the root system I'm sure is really snug in the pots that they're in. They've not been repotted in a year and a half, and they've just been growing, but there's no major rush. I'm happy to wait until like March to do that, because they are still giving me new leaves, which is great. So other updates, one of my variegated monstera behind me is officially touching the ceiling now, so I'm gonna have to prop it. And I picked up some Grow Tropicals sphagnum moss when I went to Dean's Garden Centre at the weekend, and it just looks, I kind of just want to open bag and put the cutting in here and just let it be in here. It just looks so like perfectly moist. So I picked some of this up. I'm not a moss girl, I am definitely a water girl, but I feel like I want to take a risk and try in moss. People have such success with it. I don't know. I personally don't. I did pick up some what they're called orchid, the clear orchid pots from Dean's as well for my Hoya, because they were like £1, and all the other pots that I wasn't really keen on were just so much more expensive, and I was like, I don't really like them that much. So I picked up some of those. So my idea is to go back and get the right size and yeah, prop them in there so I can see the roots, because I do find that really interesting when other people do it. I've never done it, so that's what I will be doing soon. So there'll be a video coming on that and the progress of it. There'll definitely be a video on the what is it called? The biodegradable Carista moss pole alternative. I did a video about my experience with that, and I have some summary points to make. Yeah, I wouldn't rush out and get it. So I did a test, so I'm growing one on a normal cocoa coir pole and one on this alternative moss pole. And my initial reaction was, it's great, the roots loved it, but my roots seem to love the other one more. But anyway, I'll leave that for that video. So that is to come as well. Allotment news. We got an allotment in September last year, which is like coming to the end of like the growing season. So me and my husband have done loads of planning. He is now building planters, so we're going to do raised planters. I think we're going to have 10. I think 8 to 10. We've got a half a plot size, but it's still really big, and we couldn't manage a whole plot, to be honest, because half a plot is plenty. Like 8 to 10 planters is like more than enough for novices. Like, we've never done it before. He has. His mum is an avid grower, but I haven't, so that will be plenty. So that's going to be really fun, and I'll definitely take you along the journey there. We've done lots of allotment community things, like big clear outs and everything, but our plot is one of the very few that is still just mud. Everyone else has kickstarted, so we are really keen to catch up and get growing. So that's going to be really exciting. I'm going to have like really good veg in there, and I'm hoping that they do really well, fingers crossed. And along with the allotment thing, we've started looking into and ordering stuff for something called bokashi, which is a Japanese like fermentation process. So it's really cool. If you haven't seen it, YouTube it. It's really, really cool. It basically just allows you to create a really, really, really good fertilizer for your houseplant, but also a way to compost your food. And it's like a grain that you put on top of your food waste, and it decomposes a lot quicker than if you weren't to use it. And like I said, the fertilizer, like the juice that you get from it is just the best thing. So I'm super, super excited about that. We've ordered some buckets for it. It's super easy to set up, and we've started like composting. So I didn't realize how fun it would be. Like, honestly, whenever we have some scraps, I'm like, oh, it can go in the compost bin. And so that's really exciting. It might be boring for people, but it's really exciting. So in more personal news, we had a super lovely Christmas, which feels like a million years ago, but it was so amazing and so magical. Magnus is at a really good age where he didn't really understand about Santa, because he's not even 2, but he was just really involved, really loved it. Honestly, it was so lovely. And we spent like the day with friends. So some of our Lithuanian friends, there was like 4 families there. It was so nice. I had the best time, as did my husband and Magnus. So it was really, really lovely. And he's doing really well. He's 2 in March, which honestly is the most amazing thing, but the saddest thing as well. And I'm throwing him a party, which is going to be so exciting. For his first party, I wanted something that wasn't going to be so overwhelming, like in terms of planning, because I was like, this is the first time, let's do this, like, wean us in. So we're doing a really nice soft play party, which is going to be wild. And for his birthday, we are taking him out of nursery for the afternoon. I wanted to do the whole day, but he really genuinely loves his friends and nursery so much. Like, every morning he's like saying the names of his nursery friends. So we're taking him out for the afternoon, and hopefully, I think he's just a little bit off 90 centimetres. We're going to go to Diggerland, which is going to be so fun. I think you have to be 90 centimetres to do the fun things. Like, you have to be with a parent, but below 90, you can't even be with a parent, so there'd be no point going. So that's going to be really lovely. Anything else personal? Nothing really has happened. It's been busy 2 months. We've had sickness, all sorts of things like that. But yeah, I'm just really, really excited about the spring. So I've got my daffodils behind me. The days are getting longer. I write in my diary sunset times and sundown times, like at the beginning of every month, because I just love that little gear of, oh my God, this time next month it's going to be light at whatever time. So I love that. So I'm really excited for spring. And yeah, I've done, well, over the weekend I did some repotting with Magnus. I didn't film it because it was carnage, but he did really well actually. I think I was a lot more stressed than I needed to be. I was like, this is going to go crazy, but he did really, really well. And we repotted some plants, and yeah, it's just got me in the mood for plants. I went to my favourite local garden centre at the weekend, like I said, to pick up some sphagnum moss and some stuff. And they had some amazing plants and some like wish list plants. But they all had pests, like literally had adult thrips, and I've walked away from so many good deals there. Like I've walked away from like variegated Adansonii for like 20 quid for a plant because they've just been riddled in pests, and I've never really bought a pest-free plant from there. So I know buying plants from there takes work, and it takes them to be quarantined, and because we only heat half of our house, the quarantine section isn't warm enough for them yet, but hopefully in the spring months I'll go back there and I'll be able to, if there's anything that I really love, I'll be able to know that I can quarantine the plant really far away from my other plants. Like I'm not even talking like the same floor level. So yeah, that is exciting because they always have really great plants in, as do my local garden centre, but their thrip and spider mite infestation is honestly the worst I have ever seen. And I actually approached them about it. I was like, I didn't know if you knew, but the reason these plants look like death is because of X, Y, and Z. And I showed them and they were like, oh, we didn't know that. And they didn't really know anything about houseplants, which was crazy. But they're doing a massive refit. And I've said, if you ever need like help in like, you know, just need to like ask a question or anything, I'm no expert, but I'm more than happy to help where I can. So hopefully the plants from there will be viable because they are also really good. They're just as good as the other one in York, like my favourite, which we all know the name of, but I don't want to say it. But from my experience, the only plants that I've bought in the last 3 years, Magnus is 2 nearly, so 3 maybe longer years, no pests, Lidl and Aldi. Honestly, like my favourite places where my main plants are from, the only place, Lidl and Aldi, which is mad. That's probably because they live outside, like even during the winter, so the pests don't like it. But yeah, bringing new plants in basically takes a lot of work these days, and more than I ever remember. So yeah, that's annoying. I'm going to start building up my Abbey Bloom fund again because I absolutely blitzed over the Christmas period. I bought parts for like plant stuff, but I also bought a mega food processor, which really wasn't part of the Abbey Bloom fund, but I really, really liked it and we really wanted one. And I bought some other stuff that was not Abbey Bloom related. So I've taken my balance down to 0. I'm going to build it up again. So yeah, that is the end of this catch up. I really hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully it gives you a bit of a flavour as to what's to come in terms of the allotment, the house renovations or the house restorations and other such stuff. But I will catch up with you in the comments and I will look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.